everyone. This is day 14 and day 15, starting our third week on the road. Let's see, completed 2 full weeks already, and today's Tuesday, so starting our third week on our way up to Knoxville. Let's see, made it through Cleveland and up through Calhoun, went through Charleston, Calhoun, and I'm somewhere between Calhoun and Riceville. They call Riceville right now. On my way up to Athens and Madisonville, and ultimately Neoda and Sweetwater, which will start to get me pretty close to the outskirts of Knoxville, which is where I'm headed. Figure I'm under 80 miles now. I've walked a while since the last time I saw a sign that said 80 miles to Knoxville, so maybe 78 miles, somewhere around in there to Knoxville. Hopefully, if I can continue the pace, been knocking down somewhere between 12 and 15 miles a day, I might be able to make Knoxville by the weekend. And from there, it's up out the northeastern side of Tennessee, up into Virginia. I'll be in Virginia for a while, but making a slow but steady pace to Washington. I was listening, got some radio, and was listening actually to Rush Limbaugh yesterday, and he was quoting a blog that a professor, I forget what college the professor taught at, but he had written a blog. He's a professor of history and constitutional history, and it was Paul Ray, I think his name was. I can't remember the name. But anyways, he wrote this blog and put it out on the internet saying that will this be conservatives' finest hour, meaning that the Democrats have now fully revealed their socialist agenda. They're not even trying to hide it. They're not trying to hide the fact that they don't care about procedure. They don't care about laws. They don't care about how they force their agenda on us, just that they do it. The old ends justifies the means. So he's saying, will America wake up, is basically what he's saying. Now that we've seen the socialist agenda full bore, we see where they're going with it. Will there be a conservative resurgence? Hoping and believing that this will be our America's finest hour in rejecting socialism once again and moving back towards conservatism. In response to the article, though, interestingly enough, was a couple of young people who, from what I could gather from when he read the responses, are conservatives. They see that the country's heading towards socialism, but their viewpoint was a little different and actually just a little bit frightening. Their perspective was one, economically we're in a different place than our forefathers were when they had to fight for their freedom, and also socially we're made up of a much more diverse group of people, and people with their hands out, as our forefathers said. Once the citizenry realizes they can raid the public coffers, they're always going to vote for the candidate which offers the most, and that's what we've seen happen, and that's the situation we're in right now. So both their thoughts were around, does America even have the will? And in America today, who even really cares? Being that we're so comfortable, and so many people want this handout that the government seems to want to give, and their perspective was they don't think there's enough will. And now that's something I've been saying for quite a long time. Where is America? Where is America's backbone? Where is the will to stay free and to protect freedom and liberty the way our forefathers told us we needed to do? So for me, that was a pretty frightening, eye-opening experience to listen to these younger generation, or to the younger generation, and realize that they're saying we may not have the will to fight back. Well, that's why I'm walking, America. I'm walking because I believe, in my experience, there's no political answer for us, okay? I don't believe there's a political answer that's going to solve these problems. Yeah, we could maybe go to court and fight in court for 10 years, this healthcare nightmare, but how much of it will get repealed? Will any of it get repealed? How much money will we spend doing it? And in the end, will it make a difference? Well, that's the problem. That's what I've been saying right along. There is a way that we could stop this, I believe, right now, and that's the way our forefathers tell us that we must do these things. See, they tell us, don't even let the precedence entangle itself into society, because once it does, it's too late. And we need to stop it now. We need to stop it right now. And I believe what our forefathers tell us. I believe we the people are the ones that can do this. But we've got to have the resolve. You know, that's the question. Does America have the resolve? Do Americans have the resolve to fight for their freedom? And I mean, you know, literally fight and sacrifice for their freedom. Or are we just too cushy, too lazy, you know, to want to bother with it? Are our lives so cluttered that you know, we either don't see the threat or don't care about the threat, or really and truly believe that, you know, if we take the easy way out, which I believe is the easy way out, and vote, that we'll get this thing fixed. I think that's a huge mistake, because what are we going to do? We're going to vote in more politicians. That's what we're voting in, more politicians. Right or left, it doesn't matter. They're all politicians. And the problem with it is, because they're politicians and because the system is so broken, the system is so corrupt, that once even good people might get there, the system is overwhelming. And that's what needs to change. America, we need to step up to the plate and change the system. We need to put boundaries back on the federal government as to what they cannot do to the American people. And I believe only we the people can do that. Once we establish those rules, once we establish with the federal government that we are not going to allow them to talk to us the way they are, we are not going to allow them to legislate illegally, legislate with bribes and all of the nefarious things that they've been doing with such arrogance, that's when we can change the system. But that's up to you and me. Voting the politicians in is not the answer. It's not the answer. Look at over the last decades. You know, whether it be Republican or Democrat, government has continued to grow. Taxes have continued to rise. Regulations have continued to grow. So we have to stop that, and that's up to us. And that's why I'm walking. I'm trying to bring that awareness back to the American people. Like those students, those young people were saying, we don't know that America has the will. I'm trying to be that spark. One person, yes, I know it sounds crazy. What can one person do? What are you going to do when you get there? What am I doing right now? I know these questions are out there. But our forefathers tell us that one man with courage is a majority. And I believe that. So I'm trying to spark something in all of you, that you will try to spark something in those around you, to say, this is up to us, America. This is up to the people. It's time the people recognize their place in this political system, which is at the top, and make sure that the politicians understand their position. They work for us. And the arrogance that's being shown has got to be dealt with. We cannot allow this to happen. So what I'm trying to do is spark that in you, to say it's going to be a sacrifice. And that's why I'm making this sacrifice, to show you not only is it going to be a sacrifice, but it can be done. It's possible. We can do this if we all put our voices together. And that's the secret. We have all got to come together. With all of the agendas, we've got to put them aside. We've got to come together with one agenda, and that's a free America. The America our forefathers fought and died for. They gave their lives for it. People are saying, oh, what are you going to do? You're going to walk to Washington? You left your family? Hey, our forefathers left their homes and their families, and they gave up everything, including their lives, to give us what we are so frivolously willing to give away. America, we got to toughen up. Our men and women have fought all over the world for freedom. It's time we are ready to do that here in America. We have got to get serious, and that's why I'm walking. About out of time. God bless America. God bless all of you. Continue to push hard. Continue to spread the word.